Easy go.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. I am joined here with AgentWiJo. He's going to be assisting me in this mod showcase. I think this is a great, destructive, fun mod to play with unless you have a really world you worked really hard on and then you don't want griefers, so I suggest staying off that world with these. Because, yeah. Okay, anyways, let's get started. Welcome to ICBM Classic. This is a part of the Volts. You need Volts engine to run this. And Volts engines add a whole bunch of these different ores. Like garnets, copper, silver, magnesium, and all that stuff. And I think Wijo is holding the red matter ore. We didn't want to place it down because we don't know what it does, because we've never came across it spawning naturally, so we didn't want to place it down and then it, like, destroy everything. So, yeah, let's get started with the blocks. Okay, so we got camouflage here. And camouflage is a really cool block. And to craft it, you need 4 vines and 4 wool, and that gives you 12 camouflage. So I need to really quickly grab a wrench, because it doesn't work without a wrench. I find that Buildcraft wrenches do just fine. Okay, so when you place it down, it'll look like this. But the good thing about the camouflage is you can disguise it as a block. So say I want to disguise it as, oh, I don't know, let's take this silver ore. Just place it down and boom, silver. So, hang on. If I right click on a side with a wrench, it creates vines to where you can see out, but he can't see in. So it's a really cool one-way mirror sort of thing. But also, if he tries to walk in it now, he can't. But if you shift right-click both blocks, you disable collision so you can walk through, so it can be like a secret entrance. And so that's a really cool block. So if you ever want to disguise your bases, just use camouflage. Okay, on to the next. Concrete, which is this right here, which is made by 4 gravel, 4 sand, and 1 water bucket. Concrete is basically, well, a hard brick rock thing. And then we have reinforced concrete, which looks like this. This is a little bit more blast proof, so it can withstand some more explosives. Then we have reinforced glass, which I find it to be decorative since it's clear, not like the crappy Minecraft glass. And that is made by 4 glass and 5 iron. Next we have compact concrete, which is right here. To make that, it's just 5 concrete, 4 obsidian. Then we have spikes. I'm not going to demonstrate the flammable and poison because they basically do the same thing. Flammable is made with sulfur, poison is made with poison powder, and normal spikes is made with 3 cactus, 3 iron. And so, if we just place spikes on the ground, and Wijo sets his game mode to survival, and then So he slowly takes damage from them. Okay, we can step off now. Slowly takes damage, and in the dark, they're completely invisible, so that's one thing. Okay, on to the next. Tools. We got a signal disruptor. So we'll get onto it later, but there's radar towers and stuff. This can make it so you can't be found, and it disrupts any like remote launcher for missiles. Tracker. You basically go up to a mob, right click it, and then it puts a tracker on it. Then you bring it back, put it in the launcher console, and then put a homing missile, and it tracks it down and kills it. Diffuser. Now this is an important thing. Let's see. S-Mine. The diffuser is made with advanced circuit, iron axe, and copper wire, which is made by stone hammer, copper nugget, and wire cutters. With the S-Mine. So the S-Mine right there, it has the red dot in the middle, which means it's armed, and so if you step on it, it'll obviously blow up. The diffuser, you shift, you go up to it carefully, and then you're supposed to right click. It's not working. Technical difficulties. Okay, apparently it's not working. S-Mine is fragmentation, attractive, and repulsive, which we'll get on to later in the video. And that's the diffuser. Antidote. This is extremely important. Say you launched a nuclear missile and you want to go get some stuff in that radiation zone. Well, if you get radiation poisoning, you're screwed. That's why there's this nifty little antidote here. And that is made by just tons of seeds. So it's really cheap to make. Laser designator. So you're gonna encode it, and then you look at the spot you want to, and then it fires the missile's remote detonator, also remotely fires the missiles. Radar gun stores GPS data for the missile coordinates, so you don't have to memorize them and type them all in. Okay, handheld, we got grenades, rocket launchers, shrapnel, and all kinds of grenades. Now I'm not going to demonstrate them here because obviously we took a long time to set them up. But the classic conventional grenade is just a condensed explosive in a piece of string. Rocket launcher, steel, button, cruise launcher, and a radar gun. And that can shoot up to tier 2 rockets. Okay, now on to the launchers. There's different tiers of launchers. There's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Tier 1 obviously being the cheapest, but the less accurate of them all. Tier 3 being the most expensive, but being the most accurate and being able to fire the most deadly. Okay, so tier 3, you just need gold. Launcher panel, tier 2, elite circuit, copper wire. For the launcher platform, you just need steel plates, launcher platform tier 2, and an elite circuit. And the support frame tier 3 is just steel plates and launcher support frame tier 2. Cruise launcher, basically, you just type in the coordinates of where you want it to aim, put a missile in one by one, and yeah, it fires it in that direction. Missile coordinator, so you take 2 radar guns, you pick the spot that the rocket's going to start from, and pick the point where it's going to hit, put both of them in here, and it calculates flight paths and all that good stuff. Okay, now on to the fun stuff. Explosives. There's different tiers all the way to tier 4. We're going to start with tier 1. So my assistant WiJo is going to load the missiles in after every fire. So so let's go over there. I need to grab the radar gun. And he built this lovely little platform. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Okay, so this is the Tier 1 panel. And this is obviously for the Tier 1 rockets. Very simple. If we look inside, it says inaccuracy 15 blocks. Even with the support frame. So that means wherever you set it, it could be 15 blocks to the right, 15 blocks to the left, 15 blocks up, 15 blocks diagonal, who knows where. So what we're going to do is we're going to test it on this little mountain over here. So we're going to right click with the radar gun, then we're going to go over here, and we're going to right click the launcher control panel. And as you can see, it says target data transferred from tool. And so it automatically put the X and Z coordinates in. So when I tell WiJo, he's going to pull that little lever. Also, for the launchers, you need to make sure you provide them with a source of power. Otherwise, it won't work. Okay, so he's firing the conventional, which is the most basic missile. So go ahead and fire that. Oh, shoot. So as you saw, a little bit of lag, but it launched straight up. I have no idea. So there you go. We set it to be right here, but it was all the way over here. And as you can see, that's not very... It's destructive, but not as destructive. So, also the other missiles, like the attractive missile and repulsion, they don't affect blocks, they affect entities. So let's say I'm just going to spawn a whole bunch of pigs. I'm going to spawn a whole bunch of pigs. He's going to load the attractive missile in. And basically what this is going to do is it's going to attract all the mobs to it and then kill them, possibly. I don't know. So, go ahead and launch it. Did you? So yeah, you just saw. Was that the repulsive or the attractive? Attractive. Okay, so it attracts all the mobs it can, then repels them. Okay, what other ones do you have? Let's do the... I think the anvil missile is cool. So load the anvil up, and launch it. Is it going to take its sweet old time again? Oh, there we go. So if we go over here and wait for it, a whole bunch of anvils fly out. Now it's not really destructive to the landscape, it's more towards entities. Last tier 1 we're gonna do is... let's do something destructive. Let's do the incendiary one. Okay, so he's gonna launch it as soon as it's good and ready and doesn't take its sweet old time. Basically incendiary, pretty self-explanatory. If not, you're gonna see what happens. Yep, just fire, decimation, all across the land. So, yeah, that's tier 1. Now let's go look at tier 2 missiles. We already have one loaded up there. So tier 2 missiles, they're a little bit more expensive, but sometimes a little bit more deadly. There is one useful one. It's called the Rejuvenation Missile. If you cause destruction you didn't mean to, now this doesn't apply to a base, this just applies to the natural landscape. You just fire one of these and it reloads a whole chunk. So let's pick a few out. Let's do this. Let's do this for show. And let's do that. Okay, so I got 3 missiles for you. What's this one in here already? What was that one? Okay, we don't want the breaching one. Cool fact about these is that the tier 2 and tier 3s you can actually ride. Now, I'm going to set the GPS coordinates a little bit farther because these are obviously way more destructive. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to show you what it looks like when you're riding it. So, which one are you going to choose? I can't tell which one this is. Fragmentation. Okay, I am ready to launch. We got the coordinates in. We go into space. Then we go back down. Now, obviously, if you were on that when it came down, you would be dead. But, oh, I forgot to tell him. WiJo, look in the tier 2 console and see the inaccuracy. How much inaccuracy does it have? 7 blocks, so it's a little bit better than the tier 1. Obviously, but what's the next one? What is this one? Thermo. Okay, ready to launch. So as you can see, the missiles take a long time to go up in the air, but then to come down, which is really good because then your enemy can't see. The thermobaric is basically a mini cluster nuke. Okay, I think I gave him 3. How many do you have left, WiJo? Okay, which one is that? Rejuvenation. Okay. So go ahead and load it up and fire it. So as you can see, we caused all that destruction. I did not mean to swim. Okay, as you can see, we caused all this destruction. Let's say we wanted to fix that. So WiJo's going to launch the missile whenever it's ready. And then we're going to see just how useful it is. He's riding it. So it restored a whole chunk. Okay, so tier 3, obviously more destructive. We got hypersonic, ender, anti-gravitational, endothermic, exothermic, EMP, nuclear. So let's do hypersonic, ender, anti-gravitational, and EMP. So I got 4 missiles for you. Now these are going to go in the Tier 3 launcher. So which one is this one? Endo. Okay, place one of the 4 I gave to you. Okay, which one is this one? While you're typing that, I'm going to set this far away. Oh, shoot. Yes, people at home, if you're wearing headphones, if you have a speaker on, you might want to turn it down by about 50%. So I need to go over here, enter the coordinate data. Boom. We don't have a lever. Okay, I'm going to write it and turn my headset down. Oh, this one inaccuracy is 1 block, so this is almost guaranteed instant success. So, yeah, you might want to turn your headphone speakers down about now. So yeah, it destroys the landscape along with your ears. Okay, what's next? Yes, it is raining blocks. Oh, what was that one? Ender. Okay. Oh shoot. So as you can see, it teleports your entire base. Okay, what's next? Which one is this one? Anti-gravitation. I like the Tier 3 because there's no delay on the launching. Tier 1, there's anywhere from like a 5-second all the way to a 10-second delay. Tier 2, it's 3 to 5 seconds. Tier 3 is instantaneous launch. Anti-gravitational, all blocks start floating up. Now if we just wait for a minute, eventually they should all fall down. Okay, we are running out of time, so we're gonna skip the rest of the nukes stuff I gave them, and we're just gonna go straight on to Tier 4. Which is probably the most destructive, if not the most deadly. And we're gonna do one bomb first, and then the second bomb next, because the first bomb we're going to do creates a little black hole vortex which sucks in blocks, and the more blocks it sucks in, the bigger it gets. And the only way to stop it is by shooting another specific bomb or missile straight into it. So tier 4, that's going to be red matter and antimatter. So he's going to launch red matter first, and then the antimatter. And I am going to go far, 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 far away from this one. We're going to go all the way to that tree. And then, boom. Set the launch coordinates. And so, red matter first. There we go. This tiny little missile. Who knew it could cause so much destruction? We did, as you'll see in a second. So this one is the black hole missile, which isn't instantaneous massive destruction, but it will consume your world. Yes, it can and will eat servers. As you can see, black hole. Now, we are going to launch the antimatter, which is the only way to stop the black hole. But in the process, it causes massive destruction and massive lag and possibly, just possibly, crash servers. The antimatter takes a little bit because it's such a huge missile. It has to register all the damage before it explodes. Actually, I just lied about that. I actually don't know the science behind it, so. We're gonna stop the black hole. Did we stop it? Oh, shoot. I honestly don't know if we stopped it. So that's the antimatter, but I don't think we stopped it. Oh, hey, yeah, we did. So, like, 5 minutes. Oh, it's not done. Did you launch another one? Hey, I can see caves. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, as WiJo is gratefully demonstrating to you, antimatter will even destroy bedrock. Like, this isn't a joke. Like, I'm underneath the world right now. And you can see, because all the lava stops at that edge. The water, too. That's how powerful antimatter is. Launch 2 of them at your enemy, and they will be falling into a pit of darkness. So that's about all the time we have for today. If you did like the video, please leave a like, subscribe. If you're new, hit that notification bell to receive updates on new videos I post. And also, the link to AgentWiJo's channel will be in the description below. So, leave a comment of the favorite missile we covered today. So, yeah. We will see you next time.